We're in the spot where Spahn Movie Ranch used to be. This is where the Manson family resided for a while.
They actually plotted out their horrendous crimes, their murders at this ranch and left from here to commit those murders. We're going to show you around, try to find some old remnants from it, check the area out, look for the Manson caves, all kinds of stuff, and we cordially invite you to come along for the adventure.
Come along.
Over there is where the movie ranch was. And right here are some rocks where some famous pictures were taken of the ranch. We're going to try to climb up there, see what kind of view we can get. In 1969, a photographer climbed up here and took a picture of Spahn Ranch from up high. The photographer walked right up through here and set up his camera behind these rocks to get a great view of the ranch. You can clearly see these rocks in the picture.
George Spahn purchased the 55-acre ranch in 1953. In the spring of 1968, two of Charles Manson's girls were hitchhiking when they got picked up by the Beach Boys drummer Dennis Wilson. He took them to his house where they talked about spiritual things, and the girls mentioned they had a spiritual leader as well, a man by the name of Charles Manson. Soon after that, Dennis came home one night and saw a school bus parked at his house. He then noticed a small man walking toward him. He asked the man if he was planning to hurt him. Charles Manson responded by saying, "Do I look like I'm going to?" He then dropped to his knees and kissed Dennis's feet. Sometime after that, Manson and about 20 of his female followers moved in with Dennis Wilson. The rest of the Beach Boys were not at all impressed by Manson. They thought he was creepy. Charles wanted to record some of his music, and Dennis agreed to let him record with the Beach Boys label called Brothers Records. This did not go too well because Charles got upset with the studio engineer and pulled out a knife. As the summer came to a close, Dennis did some math and figured out he spent around $100,000 paying for things for Manson and his followers. They also had damaged some of his property. He actually decided to move out of his own house and let his lease run out. That left the landlord having to deal with evicting the Manson family.
Yeah, at that point, they were looking for a place to stay. One of the girls happened to know about this ranch, may have knew George Spahn, so actually Charles started coming over here, and they would stay in places nearby, squatting, and then Charles started talking more and more to George Spahn. And actually, George Spahn was elderly. He was about 81 years old. He was half blind, didn't really know what was going on, but he did find Charles Manson to be interesting, even though he thought he was a little bit off. So he decided to let the family live here. In exchange for that, the girls did a lot of the work around here, and the guys helped rent out the horses to tourists because this wasn't really being used as a movie ranch anymore. Now, at one point in time, this was actually used in the TV show The Lone Ranger, also in Bonanza, even in Murder, She Wrote. So this was in a bunch of television shows. It was making money doing that. But that all dried up on them. Instead, they were trying to lease out horses. So they kind of helped out with that kind of stuff around the ranch. George Spahn's house would have been right in this area where we're standing. Somewhere in here, those three boulders are obvious in some of the pictures taken. Now come down here. Heather, show them what we got here.
Look at what we got here.
This would appear to be all that was left of this area, pretty much, was this one telephone pole that actually burned in the fire on the ranch, and it was still standing. Last time I saw anybody at this ranch, but now it appears to have fallen down.
The actual movie set for the ranch was down that way. But guess what? Down this way, we have some interesting things to show you.
Actually, we can see from right here the Charles Manson rock he used to sit on and play. We're going to find a way down there. Let's take a walk down there. Come on.
Come on.
Let's go.
Let's go.
There are the boulders. Spahn's house would have been there. And here's a little trail right through here. Look at Heather's fancy boots. We got the proper footwear on, and now you're slamming into the backpack. You okay back there?
I'm slamming into it. You just moved it right into my face.
Sorry. Now we're going to walk down this way. I think this would appear to be. Whoa, watch out. These things got thorns on them. The best way down. Maybe.
Booby traps everywhere.
Ooh-wee. Looks pretty steep. Let's see what we got. Wow.
Watch your step.
I think we're going to try to find another way.
What?
Let's go this way. See if there's a way a little easier. So you can probably go down some of those super steep hills there, but we're going to keep on going. See if we can find a slightly better way. So far, we're having no luck with that. Let's try up this way. All right. Here's our next shot at it.
All right, this is it.
Find it.
This is the way we're gonna have them do.
Okay.
It's much steeper than it looks.
Yes.
DPW.
Probably doesn't look very steep on the phone, but it's surely steep. Ooh. It's very, very steep. And then you have the issue of snakes. Now we are here in the winter months, so hopefully they won't be out much, but Heather was just reading how they can be out any time of the year on a warmer day, and today's a little bit of a warmer day. Ooh, you all right?
Yeah, in January, they can show themselves.
Yeah, January, February, they can be here. Here we are. We have seen, I see, the cave. Let's get over to it. Now, this person is very sad to see Charlie go because he died a couple years back, but he's not too close to Charlie because he wrote Charlie Mason. R.I.P. Wasn't there a Detective Mason? Is that Mason's brother? Anyway, I don't know who Charlie Mason is, but R.I.P. to him. And here we go. The actual Manson family cave right here. Yeah.
This is the cave where the Manson family had their picture taken.
It's a tight squeeze in this cave. Life magazine came out here to the ranch to do a profile on the family. They lined a bunch of people up right inside this rock and took what was the most famous photo of the photos they took that day. Right here. That's where it happened.
Right up in here.
One of them was actually squeezed right up in here for the picture. I'm going to show you. Look at that.
Woo-wee.
Yeah.
You did it. This tree right here and this tree right here is where the hammock used to be tied to. Right up here is the actual branch it was tied to.
That's right. We know this because there's some distinct features on this tree. You got the ball thing right here sticking out and kind of the double limb thing going on this tree and some of the markings on it too. What do you think, Heather?
It's pretty magnificent.
Now we're walking just a little bit further down from where the hammock was and the cave was. We're going to find the hangout area. This is where the group used to hang out quite often, pretty much every day. They would hang out right in here.
And over here is the famous Manson rock. He actually had his name carved into the rock until a local came by and took it out.
And you can very clearly see where they've cut out a huge chunk of the rock. Actually, I think the rock used to be one piece. Now it is two pieces right there and right there. So Manson would sit on this rock. Actually, the music producer, Terry Melcher, came out here, stood somewhere right where we are right now to listen to the band perform and see if he was going to sign them or if he was going to produce a record for them. Now that led up to a lot of the planning for the Tate murders. We're going to have a lot more of that over there on our Sharon Tate video. Like the tree that used to shade Manson as he played has seen better days.
That is for sure.
I don't think it's going to be around much longer. Might want to hurry out here if you want to see that tree. And here's the rock. All cut up to pieces now. Someone's trying to put the M back in there. I don't know what happened to the C. Oh, here we go. CM, Charles Manson. CM also.
Christopher McAndrew.
CM sitting on the CM rock. Fortunately for Heather, certainly, and for everyone, I'm nothing like Charles Manson, the other CM. Quit following me.
Creepy stalking you.
You can see right up the hill from the rock, the Charles Manson rock, right up there are the boulders we showed you earlier, which means right over there, somewhere, was the house of George Spahn. He was kind of at the entranceway to the ranch, So you'd have to go by his house when you came over to the ranch.
Or maybe I should get down.
No, that's good.
These pants are crazy. Right now, I am standing in the bullet-riddled tree.
This is a tree right over here, again, to give you bearings. There's the Manson rock. It's right here in the hangout area where they'd listen to Manson play. Manson would preach and talk about helter-skelter and all his crazy ideas. Right here, pretty much every night, everybody'd be on drugs, and Manson was working these ideas into his followers' heads as he played his music and preached. And then they'd come out here and do target practice on this tree right here.
Bullet hole right there, right here. Someone took orangish red and colored in there.
Some of the bullet holes. There's a bunch of them all over this tree. Look at that. Been shot up. And this over here says Pharaoh. What does Pharaoh mean?
Pharaoh.
Anybody know? I don't know.
Pharaoh.
It's a pharaoh? All right, so there it is, the tree. Are you recording?
I'm recording.
So this is the very steep hill, the first one Heather and I came to when we were thinking about walking down here. People have done this hill quite a few times, and it might not look very steep on camera, but it's very steep. We would suggest you follow our route and go on down a little further and come down a much easier path. Right down there. Not far. Heather did want to come down this one, though. Tell them all about it.
Yeah, I really wanted to slide right on down there. I figured we'd come down at a rapid pace coming up. Don't worry about it. We're living in the moment. Now that is neat looking.
That is very cool. It's neat to see the shapes in the rocks out here.
Yeah. A lot of things could go in there and hide and camp
Such a
out.
beautiful area. You see why they wanted to stay here, that's true.
Over here, we have this rusted out metal twine.
Look at this. It's almost like a rope made out of metal, and it is actually stuck into the tree. Pull it as hard as you can. Show us how hard it's stuck in the tree.
It's really stuck.
It is really stuck in the tree. No idea what this is for.
I think I have an idea.
What do you think? Working out? Maybe. So you follow that path right down there to get to the opening where the Manson rock is. This is just to give you your bearings again. It's just a short little path down here where the cave is, where the Life magazine picture was taken, right here. Heather has found something over here on this tree now. What is it?
This right here, it's barbed wire. And this is on the path. Well, it would go right across the path that we were walking up, which is the most convenient path, so you don't go tumbling down the hill. Was this possibly a booby trap that went across right here and maybe into something else on that way?
Quite possible.
Quite possible. Discovery. Over here, there's some kind of a PVC black pipe. That is the beginning of the path to go down this way. So you know that you're on the right path.
Look at this cool looking tree here that's died and fallen over. Pretty neat looking tree though. Look down one more time at the cave area. Right down there.
Imagine slipping and falling down there.
Ooh. Crazy thing is a lot of these Manson folks, the women, maybe the men too, but they didn't wear shoes. They were barefoot all the time out here. You got rattlesnakes, you got pricklies. I'm sure the paths weren't as open down in that area, at least back then. Of course, this was more open up here where the ranch was, but it'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah, because they were also on drugs and then all these hills. Did they ever go tumbling down at a rapid pace? You gotta wonder.
Probably a good chance, but being on those drugs probably made them not feel it too much.
Not too much.
Rattlesnake hole? Watch out.
All right. Scaring me.
There's the other path down we showed you earlier. If you want to be brave. We're not that brave. There's a gentleman on the rock, way on top of the rocks over there, standing there, looking around. Up there, the rocks where the pictures were taken and where we were earlier, which means, now first of all, there's the telephone pole there, and then you see another telephone pole right down there. And somewhere in this area here, as we turn around here, is where we would have seen some of the buildings, which would have included
a saloon, cafe, jail, and barn.
Now, most of these buildings were just empty buildings used for the Western movies. So the Westerners, they'd come by if they needed a saloon for a movie. You'd pull your horse through like this area right here, right in front of the buildings. And the buildings were just kind of emptied out buildings. They were used mainly for the outside shots. So the family was living inside these emptied out buildings. What do we got over here? Is this a remnant from the ranch? What is this?
What did they use
Stuck
this
into the
for?
ground.
My goodness.
And this would be an actual water hose. It burned in the fire. The Spahn family. You think this was from the Spahn family?
It may be, but guess what? You're not going to get a drink out of that hose today.
Not today.
Over here we have a rock and another metal piping. A different kind of metal piping up in here.
It's a big piece of pipe there.
My goodness. You're lucky you've been a good boy today, otherwise you just might get it.
That would hurt. Whoa, I'm about to get it anyway. Look how close it came to my foot. Man. Cool remnants from the Spahn movie ranch. Look at here. We got something else.
Looks like a downspout. Could it possibly be part of a cutter?
I think that's something
Oh.
that may have been burned in the fire as well.
It must have been like a wooden stake with a metal casing over it. What on earth is this?
What this thing is.
Is this a cooking device?
Could be a grill they may have used.
A grill for
Covered
real.
it up, or it's a smoker, I guess. There we go. There's some more stuff over here. Pieces of metal. Look at that. And over here, this looks like bed springs.
What on earth is that?
Or something. Fencing.
Oh my goodness.
Another big pipe.
Barbed wire.
Barbed wire fencing.
Wow. You're going to want to make sure you had your tetanus shot before coming out this way.
Now, in this area here, approximately, is where that horse area would have been, where they had the horses and had a little area for them to run around in. You can kind of line it up with that telephone pole right there. There's another full view of the former Spahn Ranch.
Frank Ritz used to live on the property over here in this general location.
There was a bridge right over here that he would take to get home. Now in 1992, tragedy struck. This bridge gave out in a storm and he came back home thinking the bridge was there and drove down into the cliff with two other people. Now the other two people were able to crawl up the side of the hill here and go get help. But Fritz died either from the fall, from landing hard, or from the water down there. He could have drowned as well.
We are now going on a walk to see if we can find the remains of the vehicles that the Manson family stole.
Apparently there's still some vehicles left off the side of this ledge. Right here, down below. It's gonna be treacherous. It's gonna be exciting. We hope you'll stick with us while we go try to find these vehicles. Now what the Manson family did is they were stealing cars. Actually, that's what Charles Manson got arrested for before he was even arrested for the murders. They were under investigation for the cars. The police showed up at the ranch. They raided the ranch and all that, found a bunch of guns, and they found the remains of some cars. They were stealing these cars, they were stripping them, selling everything inside, and then they dump them on the side of cliffs. Oh, I see one already. Right down there. There's some more, it looks like, right over there by that rock. Keep on walking, see if we can find a better entrance. They're not entering right here. Or would you like to try?
No.
No,
Exactly.
Okay, I was gonna video you.
All right, well, push me down.
They could have dumped them off the road right here. There's also some sort of road or pass of some sort. I think it's called Stagecoach Pass up there. Could have dumped it there as well. Gorgeous view up here. Houses, the rocks, the mountains, the trash. What? Why people have to come out here and put trash? I don't even think this is from the Mansons either.
Oh my
These are
goodness.
trashy people from today. Why do you do this, people?
Pick it up.
Why do you throw your trash? Makes it look trashy, or somebody's got to come clean it up. Either way, it's not what you want. It's like somebody decided to buy some new shoes, and they were done with their old ones.
The old shoe. So if you lose a shoe out here, you know where to find one. Or two.
See,
Kick back.
just gotta find a way down.
No, we really do.
There we go. I see what appears to be a bit of a trail right here.
They must have been full of surprises.
Full of surprises. Okay, let's see how this goes. You don't want to take a wrong step here. But if you do, at least there's a big bush there to stop you. Maybe it will this way. What do you think?
Well,
Oh, goodness.
probably not this way.
Doesn't look easy anyway. Whoa. That's the easy part. Now comes the hard part. Oh, man. All right, we gave up on that way.
Oh.
Now we're over here. Man, it's not easy to get down there.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you one thing. It's easier going down a hill than up.
Going up's gonna be an adventure.
Yeah. We really found it, but how are we going to get back up?
That's a good question.
We can't even figure out how we're going to get down it.
Okay, here we go. We're doing it.
Darn it.
Let's watch Heather come down.
I'm becoming increasingly agitated.
Don't come down.
I'm just joking.
Don't come down at a rapid pace. Come down slow.
What did the mountain go?
Oh, okay. All right. We did it. Somewhat. We're getting close. That's for sure. We're getting close, everybody.
Imagine being bitten by a rattlesnake down here. How you
Yeah. Get bit by a rattlesnake down here, you're in trouble.
You might as well get in the car and ride it on out.
Yeah.
Wow, I see 1, 2. You see more than 2 right now?
I see a third one down there. It looks like
Oh, wow.
seeing 3 vehicles down here.
That's crazy. I wonder how many there are total.
Yeah, I wonder how many there are all through here. Hundreds? Dozens? 50? Put your guesses in the comment section below. Okay, we've just spotted our 4th one. Here comes Heather. Hey,
Here I come.
there's one up there. One there. One there. And we see another one right there. Getting close. There it is. Can you see it? Here we go. We're zoomed in a little bit closer to this one down here. Gotta wonder how many are down here. Crazy that the state of California has allowed these to stay here all these years and never come down here to retrieve them. Well, it's a long way back up, but we're down. Will we make it back up? I don't know.
So we finally made it down here. And guess what we stumbled upon? The remains of a Volkswagen.
Right here and right over there is a truck. Right over there. Where's my finger? Why is my finger not pointing at it?
Why not?
What am I doing with my finger? There.
Oh, you darn.
There it is.
There it is. And you know what? My hair, oh, it was covering it for a second.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Let's walk over there and take a closer look right now. Crazy to think, many years ago, members of the Manson family sat inside here. They pulled everything out. Went to go sell it for drugs or whatever they were buying, guns.
There's a pig nose over there.
Pig nose. Yes, we did.
It's a pig nose.
Yeah. It's crazy
That's what
to
they
think.
call them.
Let me, please excuse me. Thank you. We're gonna walk over here now. Take a look at the truck. And here it is. Look at that. It was never returned to its rightful owner because the Manson family shoved it down the cliff. Heather found something that she finds very interesting.
There's some dumplings over here.
Dumplings?
Dumplings. If anybody knows, dumplings. We're gonna call them dumplings. They dumped lings over here.
Right by the truck.
Right by the truck. Now, if anybody could tell us where them dumplings came from, please put in the comment section below.
Yeah.
They're dumping in the truck. Who dumped in the truck?
Time to get out of here.
Come on.
Let's climb on up the hill. We won't torture y'all with the walk up. See, on the top part, we're gonna go find some other cool Manson stuff if we make it. See y'all in a minute. On the way out, we spotted one right there, hidden on the side of the cliff. How many total, I wonder?
It's a cliffhanger.
It's definitely a cliffhanger. And yet another one, and yet another one we noticed on the way out.
It's like playing a good old game of Where's Waldo? Can you find the cars? Trucks? We've now found this tree right here. Manson talked about the tree many times, said that he would climb up into the tree and play his guitar.
But something far more sinister happened right here. This is where Tex Watson, Bruce Davis, and Steve Grogan took Shorty Shea and murdered him. Shorty Shea had gotten on Charles Manson's bad list. One of the reasons was that he had an African-American wife, that he had visit the farm at times. Charlie didn't like that too much. And then another reason was the police raided the ranch at one point in time. And Charlie assumed it was because of Shorty Shea that he had turned them in. And they found, of course, stolen cars and other things and arrested Charlie Manson at that time. So they got a ride, those three men did, with Donald Shorty Shea and drove him to this spot. Somehow they got him to pull over right here where we're standing. That's when he was hit over the head by one of them, and Tex Watson apparently started stabbing him, and then they threw him over this area right here. Now there's a couple different versions of the story. One is he was still alive all night. One of the girls way back at the ranch supposedly heard him screaming in the middle of the night, and they came back and fetched it off. The other is that they actually went down there with him and killed him and moved his body at that point in time. We're gonna walk down there, take a look at the spot. People have left mementos for Donald Shorty Shea right here. Now this is the area where the murder would have happened. They would have started it up there at the road and taken them right down here. According to testimony, this is where the murder took place. They then would have dragged his body over in this direction, over here.
Our next spot is the baby cave. This is where the Mansons, the ladies, would go and take their babies and hide when the police showed up.
Yeah, it was a good little distance from the farm, from the ranch, excuse me, maybe about half a mile. It's right down in here is where those baby caves are. As a matter of fact, you can kind of see them right there. It's a steep cliff. Now, how they did this, How we're even gonna do this, I don't know. But how they did this with babies in their arms and kids. But they were running from the police. That'll make you want to run fast and hide.
And they were on drugs, so they had that stamina.
Yeah. Let's see if we can make our way down there. It looks a little scary. Let's take a look. Here's the way down. Look at that.
This must be the grand finale of our day.
Grand finale.
This is the steepest one we've had to go down yet.
We might be sliding down on our rears by the time this is over with.
You're taking me out to somewhere special to eat because of this.
Man. Golly. This is rough.
Mommy!
Oh, man.
Oh, man. I'm glad we changed out of our boots for this.
Okay, I think I'm going to turn this camera off.
Okay.
I think I'm going to turn the camera off because it's getting very steep. We'll see you when we get down there. Okay, I made it. Heather's coming. I think. Might be coming at a real rapid pace.
Come flying down here. Oh, I made it.
I don't know if you can really tell how steep this is.
Man, oh,
But
man.
it is steep. Let me go to, can we even tell?
Woo, woo.
Oh. Anyway, it's steep.
It's real steep.
And here. Da-da-da-da-da! The baby caves where they used to hide out from the police. Also, Sadie, sometimes they call them the Sadie baby caves. She carved her name into one of these rocks here. Now someone has come around and kind of gotten rid of that carving. Here, if you want to hold that for a second while I climb down.
Okay.
You can show me busting my rear.
All right.
I think Sadie has carved on this one right here. So when Heather gets down here, oh, I was going to take your hand, but here we go. Come on.
Oh, man.
All right.
All right.
We made it to the baby caves.
Woo!
Don't fall that way. Look at this.
Oh, my
Drop
goodness.
off over here. Go straight down to a little bit of a river below. Not much water in it. All right, here's where Sadie, we think, carved her name. The E is right here. And then someone has scraped it, just like over at the other rocks. Someone has scraped it. You can kind of see some of the remains, especially the E. Sadie. Put her name right there. All right, let me figure out how to get this light on. We're gonna take a peek inside the caves. Looks like we need to go down there to really get into them. Yeah, if you want to hold that again.
Oh, man. Last time you asked me to do this. Ah!
Very neat down here. Cool. Beautiful. You want me to grab that?
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
But
Turn
I'll
on the
let
light.
you take over.
Okay.
I should. I know you can lighten it like that.
And we can't figure out the light. You got your...
I got my light.
Okay, Heather's got a light. She's going to shine the light for us as we head into the baby caves. Here we go. Come along with us. Very, very dark in here.
Quite the light there. All right. I hope there's no animals up in here besides us. I know we are quite the animal.
Yeah, there's a
Quite
lot
the
of
animals.
very sandy on the ground here. Anyway, this would make a great hiding spot. Let me get past you for a second.
Okay. I got this light though.
So imagine being in here and no one's going to know you're here. This is just, look at that. Perfect hiding spot for the family. They say that this up here, the dark stuff is actually from when they had fires in here, burn marks on the rocks, and they'd sit here, start a fire, and no one, the police would have no idea they're even here because they're not going to climb down this cliff and come try to find them in this rock. It's just a tremendous hiding spot. If you're running from the law right now, here's your spot. Matter of fact, our next door neighbor might be right now, so he can come hide out here, right?
He's running from the law too.
Yeah. All right. Sadie, baby caves.
So it really is a gorgeous area out here, and we've never been hiking through mountains quite like the ones that we have gone through today. But you know what? We're not trying to spotlight Charles Manson and what he did.
Everything that him and the family did was horrible, but we really enjoyed walking around, and yes, we made some fun of it, but we promise you that we are so sincere for the families and everybody who was harmed by the Manson family.
Yes, we definitely, our condolences to all the families. But this is an absolutely gorgeous area out here, and this is history. And we don't want to erase history. We don't want to ignore, yeah, you got something right there. We don't want to ignore history. We don't want to ignore stuff on our jackets.
No way.
But we don't want to ignore history. We want to learn from it. You learn from the bad, you learn from the good, and you try to make a better future for everybody, so.
And if you remember the past and all the bad things that happened, then you can help prevent it from happening in the future.
That's
from
right.
happening.
And that's a good reminder also to stay away from these cult type people that are going to try to convince you that there's something they're not. Oh, we won't go into all that.
No.
Stay away from them, though.
Stay away.
Y'all be sure to hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you can come along with us. Heather's trying to do it as close to my head as possible tonight on future adventures.
Come along.
That's because we did all that hiking today and
I'm gonna
she's worn out.
Time
to go eat
Hurry
some
up,
dinner.
shut the camera off.
We gotta walk up this big hill
Nobody's
still.
gonna see me
We
knock
got
you
a
one.
lot of walking.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
Little bonus footage. We decided to show you what we have to go through to get back up this hill.
We made it about halfway. This is no joke. I hope I don't fall down, land on Heather, and you guys.
Oh man. No joke here.
What are you doing?
I'm showing everything and all that. It's an air jerk. Oh yeah. That's because I never switched it. Hold on, hey. Get back down here.
We did it.
Oh, he made it.
Woo!
Woo!
I was ready to come down and show y'all the end of the climb, and I said, I ain't trying to come back down there.
Come on, man.
I'm not trying to come back down there.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Come on, we'll be really impressed.
Yeah.
All right, well, you guys, oh, smokes.
Hi, baby. Put that camera down.
But you guys are in luck because I still got to come back up. Come back up the mountain. Am I going to make it with the camera in my hand?
Oh, you ran it. That's good.
I ran it. I ran it. We did it.
See y'all soon. Bye-bye.
We found the 3 boulders that would have sat besides George's house.
Beside.
Huh?
Beside.
We found the 3 boulders that would have sat besides George's house.
Beside.
Huh?
You keep saying besides. Beside.
We found the 3 boulders. We found the 3 boulders that sat beside George's house.